get started here. So, first things, thank you everyone for attending the Dakota Park dedication ceremony. Very appreciative of everyone coming out today. It's a beautiful day for baseball. We're going to try to just go through the ceremony. We've got an agenda to kind of stay on. My name is Joe Barsh. I'm the director of Wilson Parks and Rec. And it's my job to kind of keep us on task, keep us moving. Larry gets to speak twice, so we'll see how it goes. I'll do my best. Larry also made the agenda, so it makes sense. So we'll begin today with, as we should, with the singing of our national anthem, presenting of our colors. So, if able, will everyone please rise, stand, remove any headwear for the raising of our nation's colors at Wilson All Veterans Color Guard. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming Kim Semenko for the singing of our nation's anthem.
Feel free to join with me, please. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, they proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Kim. Okay, so the theme of today's ceremony is thank you. First and foremost, we'd like to thank the namesakes for us being here today, and that is John Liffrig and family, the family of Floyd Semenko, and the family of Bob Miller. Can we recognize those three individuals and their families, please? We'd also like to recognize a special guest with us today, as Mr. Ardeen Offit. Thank you, Ardeen, for being here. also like to highlight Mr. Chris Forsberg. He's probably going to hate this. We're going to do it anyways. Chris kickstarted this fundraising campaign to add a third field at Dakota Park. And if you know Chris, he is a relentless community servant. He is a guy that's going to make it happen. And on my side of Parks and Rec, it is the best part of our jobs getting to work with community members that are passionate about making the community a better place for people that live here and the youth that play in our community. It's the best part of our job. It really is. At the end of the day, this is my profession. The staff at Parks and Rec, this is what we do for a living. It's the people that we work with that volunteer their time. They also have families. They also have professions as well. But those are the real people that make this change happen. And we want to recognize Chris for kickstarting it, holding us accountable, and that resulted in over $300,000 being put together to add a third field at this complex. Thank you, Chris. I'd also like to thank the Williston Boys Baseball Committee for their oversight and their support of baseball in Williston. We look around the community and we see the support is there. It's always been there, and it's as strong as it's ever been. So thank you to the Williston Boys Baseball Committee. And I do want to recognize WPRD staff that work with the community, our parks crew that worked with Chris and the in-kind donations to make sure that the project kept rolling and we stayed on task. So we'll thank WPRD staff as well. Okay, continuing forward, a lot of donations, a lot of in-kind services and volunteerism went to making today possible. Instead of doing it all at once, we will recognize the donors in segments throughout the presentation today. We'll start with our $2,500 donors and to start the $5,000 donors. We'd like to recognize Fisher Family Chiropractic and Rough Rider Land Services, $2,500 donors. G&G Pharmacy, Confluence Energy Services, and JCAM Catalyst, $5,000 donors. And we'll continue to do that throughout the ceremony so that we can just keep it moving. So thank you, and we'll now move forward from remarks from Williston City Commissioner Kate Simblock.
Good morning. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the rededication ceremony of Dakota Park baseball fields. I would also like to extend a special welcome to the families of Floyd Semenko, Bob Miller, and John Lifford. This is our time to recognize and honor the legacy of these three gentlemen, all of whom have made a significant contribution to our community. The baseball fields here at Dakota Park will forever be named after these individuals and will serve as lasting tributes to their dedication and hard work. Their names will remind us of their commitment to making our community a better place for everyone. Their selflessness has given the opportunity for past generations and future generations to come the opportunity to play America's favorite pastime, right here in Williston. They have given kids the opportunity to have hope and to live a dream of maybe one day playing Major League Baseball. And for some kids, making this be the best part of their day. The impact they have made on many, and will continue to make, is immeasurable. Because of their dedication, their commitment, and their leadership, this community is honored, and we look forward to fostering these fields that will bear their name and will build a lifelong memory that undoubtedly will enrich our community, ensuring Dakota Park baseball fields being a welcoming place for all. Thank you. Congratulations for making Williston a better place to live, allowing Williston kids to have hope and live a dream. We are honored to embark on this journey with you, and we look forward to many wonderful years ahead. On behalf of myself, the City Commission, Mayor Klug, for that matter, the entire community of Williston, congratulations, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Well deserved, job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Tate. Continuing with thank yous, a few more $5,000 donors. That's the Forsberg family, the Seward family, and Busy Bees Hot Oil. Thank you. We will now listen to remarks from the Williston Park District Board President, Kelly Eller. Thank you, Joe. On behalf of the Williston Park Board, I would like to thank everybody for being here. I would like to especially thank Chris Forsberg for kickstarting this project, seeing it to fruition, and obviously, this is the nicest this park's ever looked. And to see all these people here and all the kids playing, this is what it was meant to do, this is what it was meant to be, and we are very fortunate to have people like the people these fields are named after to help provide leadership so we have facilities like this. Chris, once again, thank you. John, thank you for your leadership on the boys baseball committee. The Semenko family, we thank Floyd for his vision back when baseball wasn't as popular here and we needed a boost, and he was the one that helped keep baseball going here. Thank you to the Miller family. I remember Bob actually doing, when Lee Halverson couldn't do Heber games, Bob would step in and do the games because he loved, number one, going to the ballpark, but he also loved baseball. So on behalf of the park board, thank you for everybody who's been involved in this project. Thank you for all you people showing up today, and good luck to all the teams here this weekend that are enjoying this fine facility. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. A couple more $5,000 donors. The Ergens family, One Core, Brixton Contracting. Thank you. We will now get into the recognition part of the ceremony. We'd like to welcome up Gary Scarple, past state commander, North Dakota American Legion, to present Floyd Semenko's recognition.
Great to see baseball committee, and look at all the fans that are here and the tournaments going on. You couldn't ask for a better thing. And I'll do the one on Floyd. In the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s, Floyd was an invaluable member of the Williston Boys Baseball Committee. He served with former directors Ardeen Hoffman, Steve New. Floyd was the money man for Post 37. As he served as the gaming chair and was responsible for bringing a level of funding back to the baseball committee from the Legion after years of struggling with the Keybird program. Floyd's dedication to the youth in Williston was unmatched, as he served on many committees in the Legion supporting youth programs. Floyd was a member of the baseball committee for 25 years, and he also served as North Dakota State Commander of the American Legion. In recent years, Boys Baseball Committee presented Floyd with a Lifetime Service Award for his contributions to our program over the years. Floyd passed in 2022, and this was a perfect opportunity to honor his legacy. The South Field bears Floyd's name. I'd like to add my comments. Now, these are the ones that Larry told me. You know, we're on the right track here. I guess I just want to say, I worked with Floyd for over 40-some years in the Legion, veterans organizations, in town. What a mentor. I mean, you never really seen a big argument out of him. Usually when he spoke, it was to the point, and there really was never any controversy. So I'll close in the same thing that Floyd used to always say. It was the KISS program. Keep it simple and short. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Thought it was Larry that was going to get us in trouble. Let's give one more round of applause for Floyd Semenko. We'll recognize a few more $5,000 donors. Forseth, Olson, and Ebert, PC, Messer Dental, and Coca-Cola. Thank you. We'll now welcome up Larry Grundall from the Williston Boys Baseball Committee to recognize John Liffrig for his services. Thank you.
I was was the one that was told to keep this short. So a couple of things that I want to just kind of touch base on before we talk about John. This complex was built in 1982. We started in 81 when the softball program was booming, and we needed an additional park in town when Williston was growing. And Steve New and I remember us wheeling out and staking out these fences for 2 softball fields, put the shelter up there. It was funded by BOR, Bureau of Outdoor Recreation dollars, in the Park District at that time. So this complex has come a long way since then. Before that, all we had was a tennis court, the shelter, and these 2 fields. And since that time, it's really grown, and we can talk more about that a little later. It's my honor to talk about John Lifford, what he's done for the committee over the years. John came on the baseball committee in 1985, and soon will be a member for 40 years. John coached in our system, been a longtime sponsor of the program. Probably most importantly, John has served as one of our stadium division directors since 1988 and has overseen most of the improvements to Offutt Stadium and surrounding complexes. We calculated that John has put in over 10,000 volunteer hours in labor into these facilities. It wasn't unusual to see him up there late at night, early in the morning, when the wind wasn't blowing so he could paint or anything else. John's a catalyst why Offutt Stadium is one of the nicest facilities in the country. John's overseen over $2 million of improvements to Offutt Stadium since 2003, and he continues in that same capacity today, although he threatens every other meeting to quit. His value to the baseball committee is unmatched. John was inducted into North Dakota Babe Ruth Baseball Hall of Fame in 2016. The North Field will bear John's name, and I have to deal with John quite a bit, and if anybody has ever dealt with him, they know he can be he's got a heart of gold, but he can be a little difficult at times. So we had to tone him down when we told him about this ceremony. He was threatening to go fishing at Pouch. So with that, congratulations. I'll just go right into congratulations, John. Before we start on Bob's recognition, I also want to talk about what we've done to this complex since 2013. In the last 15 or so years, we have put nearly $1 million of improvements into this complex, turning it from a 2 softball fields to this Cal Ripken complex for our youth, which we needed more field space for them to go on. We've added batting cages, grass infield, irrigation systems, foul poles, scoreboards, a new field, concrete walkways, new bathroom facilities, new concession facilities. All that has been done with the help of a lot of people's donation, a lot of people's dollars, a lot of people's hard work, and the Park District's dedication to getting this complex with us done, as well as Ed Gremboy Post 37 and their members. We couldn't do it without them. So let's give them a round of applause. Bob Miller. Bob Miller was one of the earliest members of the Williston Boys Baseball Committee. He served over 25 years in that capacity. He served in the Williston Park Board for 12 years as president, and he was basically the fundraiser for the baseball program when money was ever needed, along with Floyd. From selling ads to just approaching sponsors who could never turn him down, Bob also served as a host president for the 1980 Babe Ruth World Series in Williston and set the bar high for all the ones to follow, including the 4 that we've had and the 5th one that will be coming up in 2027. Bob was the voice of the Keybirds and calling baseball games for 30 years with high school and college. He called over 10,000 sporting events in Williston. As Park Board President, he was instrumental in joining the Williston Recreation Council and the Park Board together into the Williston Park District in 1977. Bob was also inducted in the American Legion Baseball Hall of Fame in 1991. The middle field will bear Bob's name. Let's give a hand for the Bob Miller family. Etta, Lila, thank you guys, because Ardeen and I talked a lot. He was adamant that these three individuals, along with John, needed to be recognized at some point in time for what they've done. And Ardeen, you were my mentor, so we appreciate that too. So I just want to thank everybody because I had an opportunity to work with Bob on the park board. I was rec superintendent at that time. I had a chance to work with both Bob and Floyd on the baseball committee when I was rec superintendent, and they were just absolutely all about Williston. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Joe, and thank you for your time, and I'm really impressed with the turnout. When we're done tonight, don't forget, we got free food.
Thank you, Larry. One more round of applause for John Liffrick, please. Thank you, John. Also recognize a few more donors. Basin Concrete, H&H Electric, Busy Bees Hot Oil, $5,000 donors. Thank you. Do another hand for Bob Miller and family, please, as well. Okay, we're going to keep it moving. A few more thank yous. We're going to get into our major donors now. Three Forks Services. We kind of estimated over $20,000 in in-kind site work. We'd like to recognize Three Forks Services for their help with this project. WPRD Foundation submitted $25,000 for the project. Thank you to the WPRD Foundation. Dean Offit and family, another $25,000. Thank you to Dean Offit and family. American Legion Post 37, $30,000. Thank you to the American Legion. WellPro, $30,000. Thank you, WellPro. And lastly, the Williston Boys Baseball Committee, $108,425. Thank you, Williston Boys. We will now get into the presentation of gifts and plaques to the families. Staff, take it away. With Tyler, Chris, and Trevor delivering gifts and plaques to the families of John Liffrick, Floyd Semenko, and Bob Miller. These three represent the bulk of our recreation staff at Parks and Rec. They spend a few minutes at the parks. But we will now welcome up Anna Nelson with the Williston Chamber for an official ribbon cutting. Can we have a few members of the families that will help us with the ribbon cutting, please?
Who's my dad? Yeah, just walk him there. Hi. No, I gotta wait for my dad. Where's my dad? It's not your dad. It's not it. I saw him. It's gone. Yeah, how's it? Get them.
Thank you, Anna. Okay, a few closing remarks. Holy cow, we're on time. So thanks again for everyone for coming out today. Thank you again to all the project donors for their support. We'll recognize one more time all the project donors making this possible. Thank you to the WPRD staff. Thank you to American Legion Post 37. Thank you to Kim Semenko for singing our anthem today. Thank you to the Wilson Boys Baseball Committee. Last and most importantly, thank you to John Liffrig and family, Floyd and Semenko and family, and Bob Miller and family. Thank you. And we'll end it with the best way possible. Free food for everybody. Stick around, enjoy baseball.